Hello, this is Tyler with Keystone Farm. Today I figured I'd give a little update and show what's going on, and all the videos kind of center around this winter feeding outside, but I can't fit everything on one video, or I could, but it'd be like a couple hours long, so most people don't have patience to sit there for an hour and watch. I'm sure some do. People that are really trying to dial in all the details and ideas of what can go into it. So tomorrow we're supposed to get, they're calling for 7 inches of snow and over 20-mile-an-hour wind, so it'll be blizzard conditions. So this works out for timing wise for the moving them. I'm gonna move them tomorrow morning to this new row of bales. As you can see, they're just finishing up. There was a partial bale here that I kind of unrolled in a line here. You can see there's cows eating at this where it was unrolled, and then there's only the two smallest ones that figured out where the goods are. The remaining, I don't feel like rolling it all out. There's that little bit left. The bigger bales you see in the background too there, those are the reed canary grass. They don't particularly like those bales, so that's why those are still there. So yeah, with bale grazing, unrolling too, but bale grazing, you get really concentrated manure loads and urine. This is a bit thick, but if for as far as leftover hay, it's some places over a foot thick. As I've said in previous videos, this hay ended up pretty stemmy. A lot of it was harvested too late, so because of the rain last summer. So yeah, it should come up like gangbusters. This was I think I've said in previous videos, was mainly in this area was burdock growing, which tells me that's pretty compacted soils. There's still some burdock stems left, like this is one here. There's a bunch there. All the stems are burdock, which the burdock is trying to, some more burdock, is trying to get better soil structure. That it sends down, burdock sends down a big taproot, some cases over a foot long, to break up the hard pan, and it's helping us, but I think doing bale grazing here will accelerate that. And it was pretty wooded here. We cut down a lot of the trees. I wanted to keep some for silvopasture, but when there's in the woods, the soil is more fungal dominated, so grass doesn't grow as well. But if you bale graze like this and you get all this manure and urine on the ground, it turns more bacterial, and that'll get more grass and forbs to grow. So that's partly why I chose this spot to bale graze this winter. But then you can see over there through the trees, that's the milking shed. I figured it's better to try and improve the ground closer to the milking shed first. So it's just, if you have your best ground closer to the milking shed, it's less labor setting up lanes and fences and whatnot. I mean, we'll still graze the whole farm, but I figured try and improve the ground closest to the hub of the most traffic. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what comes up here next summer. You can see these aren't burdock, these are sprouts from stumps. If you dig down here, there's it's kind of buried in snow right now, but there's, that's another sprout from a stump. This is all stumps I cut down they really like, I like having that for them to browse too. They really like the leaves from these sprouts, these tree sprouts. If they can't keep up on it, I did have goats that I was planning on keeping here full time to keep up on the sprouts, but the cows can't keep up. I'll just rent a brush hog and brush hog it every 5 years or so. Let's see what else. I didn't want to do a real long video today. This is another partial bale that they haven't quite finished yet. It's more just grass, not much alfalfa, which is fine. Some of the other bales, there's more alfalfa. No, the manure looks pretty good for the most part, or it all looks good. You don't see tons of indigestible or like non-digested fiber. It's not stacking up real high. There's another one. This one's a little bit more, but still. In previous years, my brothers had cows here with just more just grass bales and not much protein. It's stacked up quite a bit. Here's one that stacked up more. Oh yeah, I was gonna say with with so much hay on the ground, I'm not worried about it either. If it's not growing, if much isn't growing through it, I have pigs that'll can kind of root around and chickens that will scratch through it, and this will basically be the pig and chicken feed for the whole spring, summer, fall. In this area, there'll be so much for them to eat, and then obviously I'll graze it too. I probably won't graze it like right away. I mean, we'll see, I guess, but I think sometimes when when you do this concentrated of manure and urine and whatnot, maybe I'll just give them a big paddock, see what they eat, but it might be kind of a little bit rich, the plant life that comes up. So yeah, the timing works well for the snowstorm tomorrow, because tomorrow morning I'll give them a new, because you know all this stuff on the ground here that I unrolled, once it all gets snowed on, they're not gonna as likely eat it. So I wanted them to. That's why I unrolled it, to make sure they eat it all, and that they're nice and fat and happy, contented going into the snowstorm. Don't want to limit them too much and force them to eat every last bit. My hay bill is going to be a little bit higher this year than it needs to be, probably, but it's the first time buying hay for the winter, and next time I'll make sure it's hay that is or try to make sure the best they can. Depends on the summer. Some summers just aren't very good for making hay. We try to make sure that I got hay that they'll eat better and eat more of. Alright, that'll be it for now. Maybe during the snowstorm or after, I'll do another video to, I mean, we'll see if it ends up, if it's 7 inches and blowing all day tomorrow, it's going to be quite a bit. You know, these are dairy cows, and they don't have a huge layer of fat on them, but I think as long as they keep them full, they should do fine. Let's see, my brother brought that cow calf, that black one, a couple days ago to the sale barn. So there's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Actually, there's 4 cows, 2 heifers, and 2 calves. so not quite 8 animal units, but anyways, I'll be giving them 5 fresh bales, so they'll get plenty to eat tomorrow. And they've gone through snowstorms before, but most people, would be for sure. Most people provide their cows shelter all winter long, and for sure in a snowstorm. And I'm not super opposed to it, but I'm not really into spending a bunch of money on infrastructure too. But we'll see what the future brings. They might, just the ones that are in milk in the future, might have them provide them some shelter and inclement weather times, especially if they have a little calf on them. But, all right, that's it for now.